All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another show, man. We're back finally after a few weeks. What's going on, Mike?
I'm doing good, Chris. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Finally excited to get back to it. I know we took a week off last week,
That's right.
but I just built up some more stuff for the show, and it should be a good one.
I mean, you look, we took a week to process, the opening of the new 2022 NFL season, and there's just so much to digest and to get into.
Let's do it, man. Let's start off. Uh, just as like you said, not going back to week one, but just a recap of the first 2 weeks. One of the biggest headlines. Everyone knows this is a very 49er heavy show for us, being such big 49er faithfuls. Trey Lance went down, man. Just want to get your thoughts on the whole situation.
It was a gut punch. I think it was a gut punch to not just myself, but I think it was mostly a gut punch to the Niner faithful. I mean, we were so excited to see Trey flourish in this offense, this season, this team. Home opener, um, and for him to go down like that, you know, just the second week of the season, you know, it's just frustrating based because of how he was used. Kind of looked like there was a malpractice from Shannahan and the offensive coaches. I'm just disappointed, and the win is like an afterthought, because like the Niners did win by 20,
Mm-hmm.
and we beat one of our divisional rivals, in what was a really good win, a good defensive showing, offense did pretty good, and we won by 20. But all that is just kind of like, damn, we lost Trey. And I feel like a couple of days for it to process. It's like, damn, he's down, and we don't know if we're gonna see him for a while. And I'll get into it into a little bit. Let me get your thoughts on it though.
Right, right. I think you touched a really good point on it that, kind of pointing the fingers to the coaching staff. Like we said, we'll get into it a little bit deeper in just a few moments, but it almost goes to show that, hey, what if, he would have used him differently in terms of, a pass first quarterback and not such a, QB
Mm-hmm.
power style quarterback. But like you said, a gut wrenching loss, 20-point win. And honestly, man, I didn't even enjoy it. And like one thing that I noticed they said on the broadcast is that I think it was like the Seahawks had won 12 out of the last 15 matchups with the Niners. And it's like, dude, just heartbreak. We saw it last year, when Jimmy was leading us, when we thought we were going to have that drive at the end to win it on a comeback, and it just didn't happen. It's like that's like been the tale of the story versus the Seahawks for as long as I can remember now. Ever since like 2013 when we're coming up short. So it should have felt good to finally beat them and to beat them so well. But it's like that Trey was just like a huge hit where I was like, whatever, man. Like, yeah, we won. We're 1-1, 1-1. I'm happy. But at the same time, it's like it ruined my season.
It's like, like you said, it's the first win of the season. Like, we're on the board, 1-1. Last time I checked, I have it here. We're top of the NFC West. We're all tied, but we have the division win tiebreaker. Um, but all that just comes at an afterthought. It's like, damn, we really lost Trey. And then it comes down. I started going down these processes of like, did the organization even trust Trey in this position, or were or was Shanahan forced into like, okay, I got to start him? And I feel like Trey never got his fair share. He never got a shot. He never got a shot to. He didn't get a shot in Chicago, even though we saw a glimpse of it. We saw three, maybe four really good throws from Trey, and that's when I was like, damn, dude, this guy's. We're gonna sling this rock. And for him to not even get a chance in on Sunday, it was just gut wrenching. I feel like the team didn't trust Trey. I didn't like some comments that were being made. Like, for example, Juice Check in a post game presser said that, and this has nothing to do. This is nothing with Jimmy. Like, I'm happy Jimmy's here, and we're gonna rally behind him. But Juice Check was like, having Jimmy back in there felt like it's the Niner way, and I was like, was having Trey in there, was it not the Niner way? Or so you kind of start seeing these little trickle effects. Like, man, did you guys really have his back?
Mm-hmm.
You know, or did you guys ever even like give him the benefit of the doubt, or did you guys were just like, yeah, whatever? So I mean, I just feel like he never got a chance to throw the ball. It was just like, yeah, just run him up the middle, bro. 2nd and 8,
Exactly. That's the like most frustrating
Chris.
part is it's 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8, 2nd and 8 in a gun run, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, dude. Like that's got to be some type of malpractice. And I read here that he was on track to doing 200 carries, bro,
Mm-hmm.
for the season
Yeah.
as a quarterback. He was on pace based on how Shanahan was running him.
Well, you saw how Shanahan got called out in that presser with Grant Cohn
Mm,
that he had ran it already like 73 times within his 4 starts in his career already.
I was just I don't know. I just felt like I'm like not one throw was being made more than like 15 yards in that game against Seattle, and we were getting into the red zone, running the running game. I just didn't see the need for him to like do a couple power runs
Yep.
up the middle, up the middle in between linemen into a swarm of linebackers, and I was like, God damn, this guy's taking too many hits. And I think everybody saw it, but did everybody? Like, my question is, did everybody see it but Shanahan and the offensive team? Like, I'm like, this guy's gonna get hurt eventually,
Mm-hmm.
And listen to a couple radio shows. It was like we all saw it coming. It was just a matter of time before he was gonna get hurt. It just sucks that it came at week 2.
Yep.
It was like, I don't know. It was just gut wrenching. Like we mentioned, the win is an afterthought. Um, and where do we go from here, Chris? Like as a Niner fan, where do we go? What's gonna happen with Trey? Um, what's gonna happen with Jimmy? What are some of your initial thoughts?
In terms of what happens with Trey, I think it all depends on how this year goes, to be honest. Because let's say, you know, best case scenario for Jimmy, the Niners do really well. He does really well. We make a playoff run, Super Bowl appearance, even a Super Bowl win. I mean, not saying I'm
Mm-hmm.
expecting that, but like, let's say that does happen. Jimmy obviously secured himself, another contract, whether it's with the Niners or with another team. He's going to either
Mm-hmm.
be gone or is Kyle going to want to bring him back? You know what I mean? Like Kyle and John Lynch, are they going to want to bring him back and say, hey man, like his number was called and he got us back to the playoffs or he got us back to NFC Championship or Super Bowl, whether they win or lose. It so I think that all depends on what happens with this team first in terms of Trey's future. And let's say we don't do so hot, Jimmy's most likely gone. Trey's obviously going to come back, but it's like how well is he going to come back? We've already talked about it, where Dak doesn't look the same, and they had the same exact injury where they
Yeah.
had have to restructure the fibula and ligament damage as well. And Dak is not as mobile. Dak looks like even scared now. We've talked
Right.
about it. It's a little bit different injury, but we've talked about it with Derek Carr, how like ever since he broke his leg, he's been scared. It's 4th down, and this
Right.
guy's throwing it away because he's
Yeah.
just scared to take the hit. I would hope that's not the case with Trey when he comes back, but
Yeah.
we really never know like what type of player we're going to get back. Is he going to be scared to run now? Like look at what happened with Jimmy in Kansas
Right.
City. Is he going to be scared to run and be mobile? Is he going to be less mobile, like not as quick?
And
I
he
think
was
it's
mobile.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
He was mobile before he got hurt.
wasn't like the quickest thing. But I mean, he wasn't like, a Tom Brady sack of potatoes in the pocket like he is now.
Right.
Dude's doing spin
A
moves and
sack of
shit.
potatoes.
Dude's doing spin moves for like imaginary defenders last
Oh
year.
shit.
So, I mean, I think that the future really depends on like what happens with Jimmy this year.
Look, it's funny. Okay, so Jamie came in and he threw for 2 touchdowns, one rushing touchdown, and 0 interceptions. You know, those are good numbers.
Right.
So now I started seeing, and you mentioned like how far are we in to go. I guess it all depends on what happens this season, right? Super Bowl or not, whatever happens. If we do go to the Super Bowl, let's hypothetically say if we win the Super Bowl, right? Or if we win the Super Bowl or we make it back to the NFC Championship game, whatever case be, I was thinking here to myself, Trey might never suit up for the 49ers ever again.
Yeah,
if that happens this season.
exactly. They might ship him
We
off.
we we might never see Trey ever again
Yeah,
because Trey's gonna come in next year into what's essentially gonna be his third season as a 49er,
right.
and we still don't know
Yep,
what type of quarterback, what type of player he's gonna be, and that's scary, bro. Because I'm like, damn, they moved heaven and earth to get to the third spot.
yep.
They selected Trey, and it's like, damn, bro, he didn't play last season. This season is shot. Next season, we don't know if he's gonna start or what's gonna happen depending on what happens in this season. And I wrote it here. I'm like, dude, Trey might not ever start for the 49ers ever
Yep.
again after
And
what I saw from Jimmy.
even if he does, let's say like whether we win the Super Bowl or not, or make a deep playoff run. Let's say they say, Jimmy, thank you for your service. It's time to move on. Like we said, this is Trey's team.
Mm-hmm.
Trey's going to be in year 3 as a rookie, having to
As a
make those
rookie, bro.
mistakes. Having to, like I said, throw interceptions, or where they say like his one of his biggest concerns is like accuracy throwing the ball, and then
Accuracy.
maybe that's why Shanahan doesn't trust him throwing the ball right now. Um, so we're going to be dealing with all that. Basically, he's going to be a rookie again in year 3, and not to mention right now, one of like the like many positives that we have with this contract is, hey, our quarterback is on a rookie deal, so we had money to spend elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We went and got our corner in Ward. We restructured Jimmy.
Right.
You know what I mean? They found ways to move money around to make other acquisitions, and hey, that rookie contract is coming to an end. So either you're going to move on from him, or when the time is up, or are you going to extend him and give him big money that he's going to want? Whether he played
Of
or not, he's
course.
going to want that quarterback market money.
Of
And
course.
then you're in a hole because, like you
And
said, you have multiple players. You got Debo on a big contract. Bosa's going to be on a big contract. You got Warner, Kittle. Now you're going to have Trey on a big contract. Ward is on a big contract. You got a lot of people that are
it's
going to
like
be like big money.
big money and Trey, like you mentioned, is gonna be a rookie, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, he's gonna be a rookie still. So, like I said, if Trey's not the guy, clearly, if Shanahan didn't throwing the ball and is like, I'm gonna run him, 12 times a game, then I gotta blame Shanahan and Lynch because I think they botched the number third pick.
Yeah.
I don't want to label Trey as the bust yet. I don't want to label, but right now it's looking like it.
Yeah. It's looking like it could
It's looking
be
like they
like,
botched it.
yeah, it could be
You
like
know,
very bad. Like I said, whether they move on from him or they bring Jimmy back out, it could be a very bad situation.
because like we said, like Trey might not start again for the 49ers. And so what's going to happen if we go into 2023? Are we going to be looking for another quarterback? It's going to be Shanahan's 7th year, bro, and we still don't know who's his guy.
And mind you,
And
he still doesn't have a winning record as a head coach.
yeah, so I'm confused here as to like, did they just get it wrong? Did they just get it wrong in Trey Lance?
I don't think they got it
Is it too
wrong.
soon?
Like we've talked about how special Trey can be. Like
Yeah.
once he's developed, but I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if Shanahan trusts him in the front office. Like I said, one of the many, one of the concerns that Trey has is they say his inaccuracy. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they're running the ball. They're having him run the ball. They're running like these little slant routes with Ayuk and Debo over the middle, jet sweeps, all stuff like
Right.
that. Why the hell does Jimmy, who's super inaccurate, come in and they just start opening the playbook, bro? And he's throwing the
That's what I
ball
said.
40 yards downfield, way behind Brandon Ayuk. So
That's
you're
what I
okay
was
with
thinking.
you're okay with Jimmy doing that, and being inconsistent, inaccurate, and we saw the picks that he threw last year and the years before, but you won't give your guy who, like you said, who moved heaven and earth to get, you won't even let him develop and show his arm. That
It
doesn't
doesn't
make
make
sense to me,
sense.
man. Like we saw what he could do in the preseason, with the big arm.
Right.
So why all of a sudden are you not willing to take that chance?
So now my question is, now that Jimmy's in, obviously Jimmy's gonna be the starter. A lot of people are saying that, oh, why are they starting Trey? This is a Super Bowl ready roster. Why are we playing Trey? Okay, Trey's gone. Jimmy's in. What are the aspirations for the team this year? Because
I
I
think
was with Trey, I was okay if we made the playoffs. So I'm like, all right, that's a win
right.
if we just make the playoffs with Trey. Okay. So what? Now Jimmy's back. He's been in the league for 7 years now. He's a veteran.
Hmm.
He knows the team. He knows the playbook. What are the aspirations now?
I mean, I think it's got to go back to Super Bowl or bust. I
That's what I
mean,
said.
you've like you said, 7 years in the league, been here with the Niners, made big money, are getting a chance to make more money with all these incentives that you're getting from your restructured contract. You've been to two NFC championship games, one Super Bowl appearance, and were arguably a play away from winning that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that the expectations just drop to, oh well, we got Jimmy now, Like if we don't make the playoffs, it's
No.
okay. Or if we lose games, it's okay. This is the guy that everyone is saying, hey, he's proven you're winning with Jimmy G. Why would you
Exactly.
start Trey? So the mentality has to be Super Bowl or bust here.
And I look at the and I look at the teammates that oh Jimmy's in now. He knows. You know, 49er way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm looking at the team. And I'm all right. You guys say you guys are Super Bowl ready. All right, I need to see a Super Bowl.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of mixed feelings with this 49er roster, bro. Like it kind of felt like it's divided. Like some of them were with Trey, some of
Yeah.
them were still with Jimmy. Now that Jimmy's in, what is it gonna look like? Our wide receivers who were expecting to get the ball in the long are they still gonna get those? I saw a video. Danny Gray looked a little pissed with Jimmy
Yep.
because he missed him on a couple plays. I'm like, bro, like, you know, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. But I did see a little pep in the step once Jimmy came in. I told you he
Yes.
was gonna be back, bro.
Yeah.
And you saw. I don't know if you caught it when he came in. His little smirk on his face.
Yeah. I
I
did.
don't know if you caught that.
Yeah. No, I caught that.
So Jimmy's in. He looked good. Let's focus now back to the game, right? It's just gut wrenching with Trey. But let's get back to the game. They won 27-7, divisional rival. Um, 1-1. And let me see. I was gonna ask you, did you have a chance to catch what Jimmy said in the post game presser? It was
I
very
did.
interesting. I don't know if you caught that.
I did, and I was
So
so
Jimmy's
pissed
in the,
off, man.
so I managed to see it a couple hours later, and what this was really important. That what I saw when he said he was excited. He said he felt like 2017 again. And I was gonna ask you, do you remember what happened in 2017?
That's when he came in right at the end of the game, and he got the win
That
against who was it? The Jacksonville or Seattle?
so I don't know who it was, but they came in, bro, and I think they went 6-0.
Yeah.
They won 6-0, right? They won out the rest of the season, and I
Mm-hmm.
think they might have finished like 7-10 or 6-10, whatever. They went 6-0 when Jimmy. And you know what they did that whole season, bro? When Jimmy came in, slinged it,
Yeah.
sling, sling, sling. So in 2007, that was a good year. Obviously he got hurt the next season, but are we seeing that? Because Jimmy looked good on Sunday, and he threw the ball. I think he threw it pretty good. Found Ross Dwelly, Ayuk, Debo. Do you think Jimmy has regressed as a passer under Shanahan? And is Shanahan this quarterback whisperer in your eyes?
Is he a whisperer? I would say probably not. I
Is
mean,
he a developer of
look,
quarterbacks?
no. Look at. I mean, I guess you can argue that he developed RG3, but I mean, look at
They
the
ran him into the
injury. Yeah,
ground,
they ran him to the ground and ruined his career. But so
just
I
like
guess you
Trey.
can give him that. I mean, he worked with what Kirk Cousins as well. He worked with Matt Ryan.
Yeah, but they didn't win anything.
Exactly. They didn't win nothing. So it's like, and I honestly, Kirk Cousins sucks, bro.
Bro, he sucks, bro.
Yeah. So
He's
I mean,
mediocre at best.
I'll give you Matt Ryan's like glory days. He was a really good quarterback, but is that really because Shanahan? I highly doubt it.
I think he had already won the MVP, and then Shanahan came around.
Yeah. So I said whisper and no because, like I said, look what there was some the good glimpse of Jimmy that we got. I like really believe that was from being behind Brady.
Yeah,
and And okay, he's always talked about like very highly of CJ Beathard, Nick Mullins, even your boy
Nickel
Nate
Nick.
Sudfeld. Yeah, so he's always talked very highly. He's like, remember when he said he's like, if Nate Sudfeld is our QB2, like I'm very confident in that. If something were to happen and the QBs go down and Nate has to start games, I'm very confident in Nate. But what have they done, bro? Nate hasn't done nothing. Remember that
Bro, Nate's in
controversial game?
Detroit.
Yeah, remember the controversial game where they took Jalen Hurts out or whatever it was, and with
Oh
Doug
yeah.
Peterson, they put in Sudfeld, but he didn't do nothing.
And they
So
fired Peterson after that.
yeah, so exactly. So I think it's definitely a long shot to say that he is a quarterback whisperer or quarterback developer.
And then I was thinking this too, bro. Like Jimmy looked good on Sunday. I can't deny it. He
I
looked good, bro. No interceptions. But the thing is, was Jimmy really good, or did the Seahawks not plan for Jimmy to be playing? So they were kind of out of whack.
well, I
If not,
think
they would have just loaded up the box, bro.
that, and I think the Seahawks are just not good. I
That
honestly
too.
I don't know how the hell they beat the Broncos, but Seahawks are just not good.
They
I don't
would
know,
have they
but
would have been shut out if it wasn't for that block touchdown.
yes, but I think also one thing is too is like you said, there's a Pep and Jimmy step. I think he's on a like a revenge tour. Should you say like a prove it, like how they say like players like in the NBA, I am on a contract year. I mean, Jimmy is essentially on a contract year
Yes.
because this is the end of his contract. So I think he's gonna
Right.
do whatever he can to ball out and either prove to Kyle why he should stay or make a name for himself to be able to go land somewhere else next year.
And I think Trey was that little like that fire that lit up Jimmy again. Because
Yeah.
for the past 3 4 years, it's Jimmy. It was Jimmy's team, and that was
Mm-hmm.
it. There was nobody who could challenge him or challenge him for the starting position. But now Trey came in, literally benched him. Like Steve Young said, Shanahan fired Jimmy.
Yep. Yep.
He fired him,
Yeah.
and then he brought him back. So I'm just thinking here. There's a pep in his step. I'm hoping it's a revenge tour from Jimmy, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna show you guys what I can do. I'm gonna show you guys why Belichick chose me to success Brady, and let's get this going."
Yep.
So I mean, hopefully he takes that spark and because honestly, man, the 49ers are a good team.
Yeah.
Not
Definitely.
not just because it's our team, and like the fan is speaking out of us, but they have a really good roster. They have a really good team. They have a really good coach, allegedly, you know, and maybe that loss in Chicago was that loss that sparks the team up, and we can only go up from here.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It'll be an interesting season. I think they definitely have the potential to, win a lot of games, especially with Jimmy and, his experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like we've said in the past, they have a really tough schedule this year. So I mean, all we can do is hope for the best right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Interesting, man.
So we'll see how it goes. Jumping over to our old across the bridge friends now in Vegas, the Raiders, man, 0-2, blew, what was it, a 23-point lead or something like that?
So you want the actual numbers?
Yeah.
29 unanswered
Yeah. So
from the Cardinals.
what do you think it is in Vegas? What is the problem? I know
So
the
I'm gonna
first one was the Chargers, who are a very respectably good team, but the
right.
meltdown, like you said, 29 unanswered points. What is the problem for you?
So I'm gonna look up two ways here. It's the okay, you got a new coach, you're still trying to get used to their system, whatever. I get it. That was one of the excuses that I'm gonna give them. But the other one is just like I think the Raiders are a quarterback away from being a good team, a really a great team actually.
Yeah.
The offensive weapons are there. Can't deny it. The offensive weapons are there. I just think the quarterback's not that good. And it might be time to move on from Derek Carr, bro.
You think so?
I don't know what you think, but I think they got to go out and get somebody else.
I
I
mean,
think that I don't know. Derek Carr, I think it's in the same tier as a like a Tannehill. I would man, I don't know if I can put Jimmy in that category, but I think the Raiders are a QB away from being a contender, and I
I
think that's what's stopping them. Like the Raiders got the ball. and they couldn't advance. They couldn't keep getting first downs. That's turning the ball over, punting, letting the Cardinals get back into the game. And then I'll get into the 2 point conversions of the Cardinals. But I think that they're legitimately a quarterback away from being a good team.
Let me ask you this then: Who, other than Derek Carr, do you think would be a good fit for the Raiders? Do you think Mariota could have shined in this offense, or who would you like see like if the quarterback went to the Raiders? Man, that's a good team.
I think Mariota could have been a thing. Like, look what he's doing with Atlanta. They almost beat they almost beat the Rams. They almost beat the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
With Mariota.
Yeah,
That's just play calling on the Falcons' part. But I mean, what kind of quarterback can make the Raiders a better team? Man, that's a tough question because I don't know. There's not that many quarterbacks out there, but it's not Derek Carr though. I don't think it's Derek Carr. I just don't think it's Derek Carr.
I think honestly, I kind of, as much as it hurts me too, I kind of want to give them the benefit of the doubt because, like you said, a new coaching staff, new
Okay,
system that Derek Carr is learning.
right?
Um, Also, Devontae Adams too is in a new system. But
Yeah,
one thing that I will harp on is what we talk about with the Niners, and we just talked about it, is the play calling, man. You can't, there's no way you can be okay with Devontae Adams catching the ball 2 times in a football game. I know he was targeted 7 times, but there's no way. Granted, one of them was a touchdown, the little shuffle pass, but
yeah.
2 times, that's like he can arguably be up for the best receiver in the league. And he gets the ball 2 times in his hands. I think
Rogers
that
made him that.
I think they have to find a way to get him the ball more. I really do because look at granted Hunter Renfro is a really good player, but they go to Renfro, he fumbles. Then there's another key play. Mind you, it was the dumbest play call ever. As they pointed out on Sports Center, bro. Renfro is isolated on the left side to him by himself with two. There's the corner and the safety is pressing up on him. They have one like dummy slot receiver who's there like to block for Renfro on the little screen pass. How's that guy going to block 2 players? He didn't even block any of them. He missed the assignment
And
completely, and Renfro
and,
fumbled.
and that's Derek Carr not reading the defense.
Well, yeah, that and a play call. Why would you even call that?
Ridiculous, bro. And I don't know. It was just ridiculous. So I don't know. I mean, they fall to 0-2. They're at the bottom of their division. It looks like it's going to be a very difficult division.
Yeah,
It just, I don't know, man. 29 unanswered points, bro. They couldn't score after the 23. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And on the 2 point conversions, bro, it said here Kyler Murray had 20 seconds
Yep.
to just run around back there, chill, focus, read. And I noticed that they only rushed like 3 or 2 defensive linemen. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro,
They were playing like a prevent
3 against
defense.
5?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, you're gonna give him all this time. He's gonna move. He's obviously gonna move receivers with his eyes. And bro, 20 seconds, and he just walked it right in.
Yep.
I don't know, man. The Raiders gonna Raider, and
Yeah.
I'm seeing it. They just collapsed. They could not stop Kyler Murray. It was ridiculous.
Do
I
you,
watched that game, and I was like, I cannot believe it. Like you guys had one job, bro. I'm like, just beat the Cardinals, bro. You had a
yeah.
one. I was rooting for them.
Yeah.
One job, and they couldn't get it done. Ridiculous.
With the strength of schedule being very tough for the Raiders, are the Raiders in trouble?
All yeah, of course.
0-2,
2 weeks in.
12% chance of making the playoffs from here on out.
Yeah, it's gonna be very. The AFC is loaded.
They still got to play the Chargers one more time. They got to play the Chiefs twice. They got to play the Broncos twice. Who the Broncos are struggling, but they always play the Raiders tough.
Always.
They play the Niners, who hopefully will be fighting for something. They said like the Raiders, I think, is it the 5th toughest schedule in the league? But then the last 6 weeks, dude, insane schedule for them. They got the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Niners. They got a whole bunch of people, bro. It's crazy.
I mean, I'm looking at maybe 7 teams ahead of them who are legit better than them right now.
Yeah. I think the Raiders are going to be flying like in the hunt the entire season.
Yeah, they're gonna be in the hunt the whole time. I mean, I seriously thought the Raiders had a chance to like win the division, but not anymore, bro.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna have to do some serious backpedaling.
I know.
And if they do come out victorious at the end of the season, I want people to come back and shove this episode in my face because I don't see it.
Yeah, I think the
I'm telling you,
Raiders.
bro. I'm blaming Derek Carr, bro.
No,
I'm
he's
putting this
definitely
on
a big
him.
part for sure. Definitely big
I'm
part for
putting this
sure.
on him.
I mean, look what he did in week one, bro. 3 picks. Uh,
Ridiculous. And you have Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfro,
Darren
Darren
Waller,
Waller,
dude.
uh, Josh Jacobs, really good running back. Come on, dude. They have a good defense too.
Yeah, the offensive line is a little bit
Not
of
great, but
little
they're good.
sus, but I mean, you
I
can
don't
make
know,
it
man.
work. You can make it work. Our Niners line isn't that best either.
It's not, but damn, dude.
Tom Brady won with a very bad line.
Yeah, and for them to do 29 unanswered points, bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk by the Raiders, man. At home,
yeah. Raider
people were
fans,
popping.
you're in trouble.
People were popping bottles at the end zone,
I know, dude. It was
and
crazy.
they just
And those
they
are just
never
rich
scored
people.
after
Those
that.
those are just rich people, though.
That's it, bro.
I
That's
saw
it.
I saw a TikTok today, bro. For a
Uh huh.
table, I got the end zone. A table,
Yeah.
50 grand.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, insane. Comes with gourmet food and everything, but people were spending 50 grand, bro, on the Raiders to go 0-2 and 29 unanswered points.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I
29 unanswered points. Kyler Murray runs wastes 20 seconds for 2 yards.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Before we wrap it up, let's get into these pickems.
Let's do it. So I picked 5 games for this week. Let me know what your predictions are. So first game on the slate for week 3 coming up. Bills Dolphins. Who you got?
Give me Bills Mafia.
Bills Mafia.
They're hot
All right.
right
So
now.
okay. So you're gonna go Bills. All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do this here.
in Miami
So
too.
I'm gonna go Dolphins.
All right.
I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Okay.
Okay. So Chris Bills, me Dolphins. All right. Raiders Titans.
I think the Raiders find the win column. The Titans are atrocious right now, bro. No.
I agree. I agree. I think the Raiders win this game. Also, I didn't. The Titans look lost, bro. I think Tannehill's gonna be replaced by week 5 or 7,
Yeah, they got Malik
or
Willis.
or or he's gonna come out with a mysterious injury. I already know.
Yeah, I can
So
see
I
it.
like I like the Raiders here. Third game, Packers Buccaneers.
Got to go Bucks, man. I think the Packers are struggling offensively. I mean, yeah, they played the Bears. So, I mean, like I said, the Bears won, but the Niners committed a lot of penalties in week one. So it's going to be tough for this Bears team to win. Give me the Packers.
You want the Packers?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers.
I mean, sorry. Give me the Bucks. Sorry. I
You want
had
the
a
Bucks?
brain
Okay,
fart. Brain fart. Give me the Bucks.
I'm gonna take the Bucks too because the Bucks defense is solid, bro. The
Yeah.
Bucks defense,
They got a lot of playmakers on the defensive side of the ball.
yeah. A lot of people say that the best linebacking crew is in San Francisco. I mean, I think the Buccaneers can make an argument
Yep.
for that one. Okay, so you got Buccaneers. I also say Buccaneers. All right, here's a good one. Here's a good one for you. Cowboys Giants.
Give me the G-Man. Cooper Rush
2 and
looked
0.
Cooper Rush looked very good, but I'm telling you, Brian Dable is turning this franchise around. Not Super Bowl or anything near it, but they are going to beat the Cowboys.
I'm gonna. No, I can't choose the Cowboys, bro. I'm gonna go the Giants as well. I think the Cooper Rush was a fluke game,
Yeah,
and I don't know what's wrong with the Bengals, bro. To be honest, I have no idea what's up with the Bengals, and they almost came back.
very true.
They tied it up.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take the Giants here, and then the final one is our San Francisco 49ers versus the Denver Broncos.
Also, real quick, Cooper Rush is hot right now because he played like the entire preseason. He's a backup. So that's why he looked good.
Oh,
It's
so
gonna burn out. The
he's
flame is gonna
warm.
burn out. Yeah, yeah. Um, but moving on real quick, gotta go Niners right here. I know this honestly kind of tough one for me because the Broncos on paper are really good. They're struggling for some reason. I don't know. Russ is struggling, but at the same time, I know Russ has been the Niners' kryptonite for so many years.
Shit.
So like part of me feels like he's gonna like flip that switch and like, all right, it's go time. Like, hey, this is the Niners. I hate
Right.
the Niners. You know what I mean? Um,
Niners hate me.
exactly. But I think the Niners are gonna rally for Trey. I think Jimmy's on, like I said, he's on a mission right now. So give me the Niners by 7.
Wow. I like the Niners by 10 in this game. I think they're gonna win by double digits. I
Possible. I
feel
would. I
like
won't be surprised.
Niners look good, bro, and Broncos just don't look. I don't know. I feel like the Broncos, same new coach Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
They're gonna have some serious injuries. You know, Patrick Surtain did not practice. Jerry Judy did not practice. I don't know, man. Broncos maybe looks it's gonna take them some time to adjust. Um, but I like the Niners. They just look. They're just a more established football team right now. Jimmy's back. Jimmy knows the team, knows the offense, and the team's gonna rally around that. You know,
Yep.
so they know that they're gonna have to win the game for him. So I just feel like everybody's gonna elevate their game.
Yeah. We'll
So
see,
those are
man. It's gonna be a
yeah.
good one.
So those are the pickums for week 3, and I'll just go over the NFC West. 49ers first place 1-1, Rams 1-1, Seahawks 1-1, Cardinals 1-1, and then the AFC West Chiefs 2-0, Chargers 1-1, Broncos 1-1. Broncos should be 0-2. I'm telling
Yeah,
you that right now.
they should.
Broncos should be 0-2, but they're 1-1, and then your Raiders are 0-2.
Yeah.
Sheesh! What a week, bro! What a week.
I think this is
Gutted.
where it's starting to get good for the NFL because
Yeah,
everyone has kind of figured out like who everyone is, and like we've had a few, like it said, look at the Jets, bro. They won on that fluke, the missed field goal and everything. So I don't know, bro. The Jets may be surprising too. It's gonna be everything is getting good right now.
yeah. I
If,
think what we're gonna see from now until like week 8 is gonna be just madness,
yeah,
madness. It's gonna separate the good teams from the weaklings.
right.
I don't know.
Before we get out of here, gotta ask. Very tight race for the Padres and the wild card right now. I think they're gonna make it. I really do. But in the event that they don't,
Yeah,
what happens to San Diego?
I mean it's gonna be a failure, an utter failure, and they're gonna have to reflect. Ownership's gonna have to look at that. Going back to the Tatis Jr. incident, you have already a win now roster.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
went and made big moves at the deadline too.
big moves. So if they do not make it, it's gonna be a failure, utter failure. Bob Melvin's gonna have to do some soul searching because you cannot get into the playoffs with that roster.
I mean, they went for Soto. They got Hader. They got Josh Bell. Um, they
They
got
got a good ass team.
they went like made 4 big moves. I will say this mic drop as the show is ending. If
Uh-huh.
they make it, fire the GM, fire Bob Melvin,
No,
fucking fine Tatis, bro, for what he did,
this is Bob Melvin's first season though.
bro. You got a fucking superstar roster, my guy. Bob Melvin couldn't do it in Oakland, can't do it in San Diego. It's time to go, my guy. But
Damn,
we'll see, though. We'll see. I mean, they got a few weeks left to make it, but it's gonna be close.
damn. Great show, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Great show. Great show. I mean, we talked about a lot of good stuff, and I'm excited for week 3.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you. Keep an eye on all the socials, and we will see you guys next week. Signing off, my
Peace
brother.
out, brother.
Peace out, man.
Have a great weekend.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy your weekend, brother.
See you, man. Later.